African black cock was our most trusted alarm clock. It would crow at the right time, not 1 minute late, not 1 second early, waking up not only the master or the mistress who fed it, but the rest of the community to be up and doing. Remember when we used to tell each other, early in the morning, tomorrow when we hear the crow of the African black cock, you must know it's me, myself, and I, saying thank you for everything you've done for me today, and of course, previously. This is the African history class with a big fat, thick, tall, standing erect and very hairy every morning, like the cedar of Lebanon, surrounded by the beautiful blue blistering barnacles of lapis lazuli, the African black cock. Okay, this is our African proverb of the day. It says, and I quote, it's in a can. It says, the one who gives birth to a stubborn child does not suffer like the one who trains that child. The one who gives birth to a stubborn child does not suffer like the one who trains the child. They all wo babonino. Ombre se they all titino. My God. My brother, this is deep, isn't it? This is deep. My brother, my sister, child delivery is a brief event. The woman goes into child labor. My brother, my sister, after carrying the pregnancy for 9 months, she goes into labor. A lot of the time, it's not prolonged, but of course we have cases where you might need CS. And then the baby finally comes out. Now, my brother, my sister, it's painful to give birth. Mamia has never given birth, so she doesn't know how painful it is, but she can imagine. Push. She can't wait to hear that. Push. Mamia, push. Push. Oh, push here. And if you have bad nurses, it would slap your leg and say, Ade, who you doing? Push. Mamia will keep pushing. Yay. Sometimes they cry. If you ask my producer, he will tell you when his wife was giving birth. The same way. If you ask the ladies here, Lois, and those of them who have given birth, they will tell you it's not an easy thing. Sometimes some men even cry when they see their wives cry, like my producer did. Crying. I remember my very good friend told his wife after she had given birth, so this thing is painful like this, and you want to have another one, let us stop like that. But after the childbirth, they forget it, as if to say, "Etiye ma, I will free." They want another one over and over and over. After all, it's a brief period. But when you give birth, after the labor, 9 months of vomiting, and so on and so forth, and the baby is finally born. In fact, the biggest part of the job is taking care of the child. You were pregnant for 9 months, right? Now you take care of a child for at least how many years of breastfeeding? Imagine Mamia breastfeeding her baby. Even where she's not supposed to open her chest, she will open. If she's sitting in the trotro, she will open, try to hide, but people would still see. You won't do that. She said she will never do that. Her baby can cry forever. She will not care. Wait, when you give birth, There's a Dagomba song that I like, and I'm almost recording it. Let me remember that song. Mbia ya chalevuriye, mbia ya chalevuriye. Sobi yikum da karnang mani menlwe, sobi yikum da karnang mani menlwe. Mambine kura karnang manam wow. Mbia ya chalevuriye, mbia ya chalevuriye. Oh my God. I wish I would not explain this so that those who speak the Gbani will explain to those who don't. You know what that song says? It says, when somebody's child is crying, I've always felt like beating this child and telling this child to shut up. But now that I have my own child, Osuka cries, oh, me bad entina ususami. That is what the song is saying. My brother, raising a child is far more difficult than pushing out the child. Hallelujah. Hi! Let Mamia says, oh, she doesn't want to have a child, but she will take care of other people's children. Bompaye se, unshia baboni. Obi wo ne baboni na odi ma o se titinwa. Oho na obi hu se, amega. Any amega shia. Na yehu amega ho. My brother, my sister, raising a child is far more difficult than what happens in the labor room. In fact, many women have lost their lives in the labor room. But death only comes once. But say uteti obi ne babonia, you die several times like a coward, as said by Shakespeare, before your real death. When you hear a car screeching outside, mi banono ana. Yesi ya chi obi okrofo obi o ye mi ba ya koye biumana. Yes, every bad thing, you die so many times before your death. How many people don't agree with me? I grew up in a house where there was a bad boy. He was called Alidu. Very bad boy, Alidu. Oh, we are dear by heart. In fact, he was doing things that I can't even say on radio. And Timink. Ha! But privately, when we meet, I can tell you, the mother died 1 trillion times before her death. Yechi akromfo Ali du ka ho. Yechi munatofo Ali du ka ho. Yechi ba kunu kra friend saying omo you know Ali du ka ho. Everything Alidu was part of it. The mother was always moving from chief house to chief house. Those days, police, chief house now. And they were the akukobeko, ochina, or the friends say, Sabu and boy, no friends, aponching. They are punching beko. Like that. And the one who gives birth to a bad child does not suffer as much as, we are not saying they don't suffer, but they don't suffer as much as the one who trains up this child. So imagine you are combining the two. Una o baboni. Say wonso na wo hwa o baboni a. Jesus. Ibrasinya kopon shira henda. I pray that Mamia will not have a bad child and that she will never also train up a bad child. There are some people here, I can't wait to see them pregnant and see how they will look. And one of them
uyawaletha matamsanga